inclut le Québec. Le Québec
And that includes
est un
Quebec.
joyau du Canada. Et les
Quebec
Québécois et Québécoises
is a gem in Canada, and Quebecers deserve MPs who will fight to defend people, not the rich banks and CEOs. In 2021, I promised that we would fight to improve the quality of life for people in Quebec, Quebecers, and that's exactly what we did with dental care. We helped more than 500,000 people in Quebec to receive dental care. We started the basis for universal and entirely public pharmacare, starting with free diabetic medicine and free contraceptives. With our agreement, we will carry the fight for Quebec in the House of Commons, and we force the government to invest more in health. We showed Quebecers that the NDP can deliver the goods and that people need the NDP in Ottawa to make things move. Yes, that's it. Now, people need the NDP to prevent Mark Carney or Pierre Poilievre from cutting our services and support who we are and what's important to us, and will stop them from working for CEOs. Today, with great pride, I announce our platform, a Quebec program for Quebecers. It's not time to cut or Americanize our country. It's time to invest, to build national electric grid from west to east that will benefit Quebec and the whole of the country. It's time to invest more in health and not cut. Quebecers are better served when it's not just a single party that has all the power in Ottawa. Quebecers are better served when the NDP has the power to improve people's lives as we've always did. The trade war from Trump harms Canadian workers and makes life more expensive. In a world like this one, it's important to know who's there to protect your interests in Ottawa, and especially who they protect. Poilievre and Carney want to protect the ultra-rich, but we want to help you, and that's what we'll do. Thank you very much.
On va commencer avec les questions en salle.
We'll start with the rooms in the room. One question follow-up.
One question, one follow-up. Juliane Lapointe de Radio-Canada.
Oui. Radio-Canada.
Bonjour, Monsieur Singh.
Oui. Hello, Mr. Singh. Hello.
Votre collègue Alexandre
Your
Bourrier
colleague
vous a présenté comme un
who
homme
introduced
qui n'a
you
pas peur des défis. Vous avez devant vous un
a man
slogan
who
du cœur au
will not
ventre.
stand
J'aimerais que
down.
vous
Your
l'utilisiez
slogan is
pendant cette question-ci, cette réponse.
Strength for Canada. Do you speak from the heart? There are 10 days left in the campaign. You don't have the polling you could hope for in your campaign. Changes have been made in the NDP bus. You're recovering from a cold. Are you tired? And how do you see the challenges you face in coming days? Not at all. We have lots of energy. We're so excited. We've had passages during the debate I'm so proud of. I'm so proud that we shared our message. And also, I think people deserve better, truly. And we showed, as Alexander said, that unfortunately the Bloc presented a useless policy as a party. It's just as useless as the monarchy. Because what have they done? Nothing. And now you need people who will fight for you. So this is Mr. Brosseau, people who will fight for you. And it's important for people to know that we're full of energy because we always have lots of heart because we work for people with conviction. We think that the world is better when we take care of one another. Quebec is better when we take care of one another, and you like that. It's a Quebec value. It's a deep value here, and we represent this value because it's exactly what we did with dental care. It's taking care of the seniors and children. With this, everyone will have access to medicine with pharmacare. Our values are Quebec values. We're presenting our Quebec plan today, and we're proud of that. Yes, there are things that are left, but people, I want to assure you, we've seen during the debates that there are threats posed by Mark Carney. Unfortunately, he's proposing to cut, and he's proposing to cut in services you need. If you want to stop that, you have the power to vote for the NDP, to send MPs that will defend what is dear to you.
La plateforme du Québec, justement, vous la lancez dans le troisième tiers de la campagne.
The Quebec has set you to the third part of the campaign. In a few years, you'll be in the West. Do you feel that your candidates are better without you to protect the ideas of Quebec? No, not at all. I'm here to present our platform for Quebec with great pride, with extraordinary candidates, and we'll continue the fight here in Quebec. I have full confidence in our work, and we'll continue to travel across the country because it's important for all of Canada to know that we are there for you. If you are scared of the Conservative cuts, if you're scared of the cuts proposed by Mark Carney, cuts to health care and cuts to things you need and services you need, you have the power to vote for the NDP. If you saw the Bloc, you might think, yes, honestly, they have done nothing for me or my family for years. A minority government. You have the choice to vote for NDP, and we'll fight for you every day with lots of heart. Thank you very much.
David Thurton, CBC News.
Hey, bonjour tout le monde.
Hi, everyone.
I'm just wondering, Mr. Singh, if
You're working on your French.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying every day, learning a lot today. I'm just wondering, for just our English audience, if you don't mind, just giving us the call notes of your Quebec platform launch. I'm wondering specifically if you can maybe talk about your plans for immigration and also that East-West power grid and how Quebec plays into that.
Sure. I can just touch on a little bit of what Alexandre shared and what Ruth Hélène shared. So Ruth Hélène is someone who has really embraced life here in Berthier-Masconnauget. She is a full-time worker in terms of the agriculture sector. She is proud of that. She's heavily involved in the sector, and she understands the struggles for people who are farmers, who are small farmers, medium-sized farmers. She understands what it's like, and so she presented a part of our plan to protect farmers. We want to protect and strengthen the agriculture sector in our country because it's fundamental for our sovereignty. We've got to be able to feed ourselves as a country. We can't be reliant on other countries to feed ourselves. And the way we do that is by supporting farmers. And so she laid out the importance of that by bringing in laws that protect supply management, laws that protect and support farmers. Alexandre Belus talked about the importance of the environment, and something very important, deeply important to people in Quebec, of course, for Canadians across the country. And he talked specifically about the St. Lawrence River and how it is one of the jewels of Quebec, one of the jewels of Canada, and that it needs to be protected as such. And one of the things that we've been fighting for, and Alexandre Belus this has been one of his things that he's fought for a long time now, is to make the St. Lawrence River have the legal protections as an entity, as a person. We want to protect the river because it is so fundamental for its biodiversity, for its natural beauty, and we need to protect it. He also cited the fact that the Assembly of First Nations in Quebec have also put forward a motion to that same effect, so we talked about that. For us, when we lay out our vision for Quebec, it's one of acknowledging Quebec as a nation. We are proud to be allies in supporting that. And so a couple of things that you specifically wanted to touch on, I love, because the East-West grid that I want to invest in and I want to push for is a nation-building project that really creates the energy and the resilience and the infrastructure of the future. This is the type of nation-building project I want to invest in, and it would be an East-West energy grid that would connect all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, and it would allow for Canada to have access to low-cost hydroelectric energy. For Quebec, what that would mean is, instead of having to be dependent on selling energy only to the States, Quebec could sell energy to the rest of Canada. We would become stronger, we'd become more resilient, and it would lower energy cost for people. It would also create a stronger base for electricity access for industry and technology sectors, so we could actually build the technology and the energy and the industry of the future here in Canada.
Okay, and just looking ahead to when your party is going to release its full platform, when is that going to be? And more importantly, is it going to be costed?
Yeah, we'll release the details very soon. I think all the parties are releasing it around the same time, it turns out. I want to point out some key differences, though. We are the only party talking about real increases in revenue so that we can actually invest in Canadians and not cut the things that you need. And it's important to note, every other party, the Liberals and the Conservatives, are going to cut, and they're not shy about it. They're going to cut the things that you need. The Conservatives said they're going to cut healthcare, they're going to cut pensions, they're going to cut services, they're going to cut employment insurance, they're going to cut what people need in a time of crisis. And I think more and more Canadians are saying, you know what, that's not good for me, that's not good for my family, that's not good for the country, and they're rejecting that message. But people are looking at Mark Carney and saying, well, wait a second, he's also proposing some serious cuts. I challenged him on it in the debate. Now he's trying to flip-flop a bit, but it's clear that he has said publicly on live TV, I've cited the date, February 16th, that he would cut government spending. He said he would cut in the operating budget. He defined it on live TV, said that includes transfers to healthcare, transfers to provinces, transfers to individuals, and he said he would balance the operating budget, meaning cuts, in 3 years. Longtime Liberals like Karina Gold, who was a House leader, have said his plan would mean massive cuts. Now, I know he's trying to say something else in the debate, but he had said something else before, so that really highlights for Canadians who are worried. You're worried about these cuts. You need to vote for New Democrats. You've got the power to vote for someone that's going to fight for you and fight any government that wants to cut the services you need, particularly our health care. We're going to stand up and fight back.
Is your platform going to be costed?
Oh, yes, it'll be costed.
Hello. You were chippy and quippy in the debate last night.
That's good.
I am wondering, was that your audition to be an opposition party leader in the next House of Commons?
I'm a fighter, ultimately. You know, folks maybe haven't seen that side of me, but I grew up having to scrap a lot. I fought for my clients, the people I represented as a lawyer. I fought in Parliament. I fought my whole life. I'm a fighter. That's who I am. And when someone is proposing to cut the things that people need, I'm going to fight back. If someone's going to say things that are untruthful, that are harmful to people, I'm going to push back. And when I hear, Mark Carney suggesting that he's not going to cut, when he's repeatedly said he's going to cut, this is serious. People need to know before they go into that ballot box, before they vote. They need to know before they put their vote in what's at stake. And so I need Canadians to know that he is going to cut. And it is worrisome. It is something that people should be worried about. At a time of so much uncertainty and worry and so much chaos being created by Donald Trump, Canadians need to know that we're going to stand firm and defend the things that matter to us. And if you're worried after having heard Mr. Carney, not be willing to close tax loopholes, that he was the chair of a company that profited off the housing crisis, and you saw as prime minister, he made a choice to give a tax cut that mostly helped millionaires, and at the same time is proposing to cut services you need, and you're worried about all that, you think his priorities might not be the right priorities, you have the power to vote for New Democrats. New Democrats like Ruth Ellen Berceau, like Nima Machouf, like Alexandre Boulris, like these incredible New Democrats. You have the power to vote for them, to send them to Ottawa so we can fight for you.
All right, we're listening